Hello and welcome back to the Epic Z's. Today we are going to be doing a C++ tutorial. C++ is a fairly easy to learn programming language. It's mostly used not as much for like graphics, but it can be, I believe, but it's not exactly what it is meant to do. It's what we'll be doing in these tutorials is mostly outputting like text and inputting text and doing stuff with words. Okay, so first you're going to want to download it, or download the software that you use. I use Visual Studio Express 2012 for Windows. This is for Windows. I'm not sure if you can get it on Mac, but this is for Windows. So just click that download. You should get like a download an installer thing, so just double click it and install it. And then once you've done that, you're going to want to go and open it up. And you should get this start page. And you can click new project here, or if this for some reason doesn't show up, you can also do file, new project. Okay, then this window should pop up. Make sure you're clicking Visual C++, and then Win32 console application, and then name it whatever you want. I'm just going to name it Hello. Okay, and then just click OK once you've named it. And then this window will pop up. Next. Don't worry about any of this, just click empty project. That's all you want to do on this page. Then click finish. And once this loads, might take a while. It could just be because I'm recording a video, but there we go. So then that start page will go away, and you want to go up to File again, New File, Visual C++, C++ File, Open. Okay, so now we have a file, C++ file that we can type in. So to start off, we need to include, so hashtag include, and then a chevron IO stream, and then ending chevron. And essentially this is including the input-output stream so that we can output information and input information, but we're not going to be doing input today. So that's what the IO stands for, input-output. And then you're going to want to type in using name space std semicolon, and this is, you need that for your program to run. And then int main, and then open parenthesis, closing parenthesis, and then open curly bracket. And this int main is essentially, it's called a function. You probably aren't too familiar with functions right now, but we'll hopefully talk about that in a future tutorial. Essentially, this is what you're going to write your main code in right now, hence the int main. And then inside that open curly brace, you're going to want to type in cout, oops, not count, cout, and then 2 chevrons right next to each other, and then open quotation mark, hello world. And you can type in whatever you want, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to write hello world. And then I'm going to do, this isn't necessary, but I'm going to do 2 more chevrons, and that's what these are called chevrons. And then end L, which stands for end line, and that will, once it prints this, it will move the cursor to the next line. And since we're only outputting one thing right now, it's not too important, but if you were outputting multiple things, you might want this so that your words look neat and organized. And then semicolon at the end. Generally, most lines of code will end in a semicolon, except for like this one won't, because it has a curly brace, and the includes do not have semicolons, but this does. Just depends on it, but most of the time you're going to want a semicolon after the code. And then closing parenthesis, and actually I forgot something. Inside that also you're going to want to type in return, and then inside the parentheses 0 semicolon. Okay, now I have mine put down, but right here is where you should have this little box over here. And if you try to run this by, I'm not going to execute it, but if you just try to build it and then click build solution, it will not work. Or okay, it does for some reason. That's strange, but I don't think it will actually no. If you go to debug and start without debugging, see, it says it can't do it right now. It's not going to work. That's because we want to go to file, move source1.ppp or .cpp into hello world 1, and then I'm going to put it just in my desktop right now, and I'm going to call it hello world 1, and you can put it wherever you want. I'm just going to put it on my desktop. And then once that is finished, you're going to want to go to debug, start without debugging, yes, and then there we go, hello world. And then this is default at the end of any program. It's going to press any key to exit the command prompt, which is what this is. And then there you go, hello world. Oops. And you can type in whatever you want. You can just type in hello. There. So yeah, that's how you output things in C++. If you have any questions about what any of this does, you don't understand it, just leave a comment down below. And some exciting news happened recently. We hit our 1000th view on our Hunger Games remake very recently, so I'd recommend go checking that out. Very cool, and we have 2 actually. Check out both. I'll leave a link for the website to download this in the description. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Stay tuned for more.